So like for real, some of y'all just want to do whatever you want to do, and I'm here to tell you like, yo, there's some consequences that come with that. Like I don't care who you are. Like if you are the type of person that you just live life with no regard to how anybody else thinks, like you just act first and then you just like, I'm gonna deal with the consequences later.
Yeah.
Like there's some challenges that come with that. So but when the challenges come, I'm telling you, like when the challenges hit you, there is no need to backtrack and try to repair the damage. The best thing that you could do is change yourself from that moment forward, because some of y'all living behind you. You living in the past. You trying to bring everything that you got with you. You trying to bring baggage with you, and you trying to walk with the baggage along.
What are you doing today that makes you better than the person you were yesterday? That is part of the Ascension brand. That is the motto, the heart of what we stand for. When I pass away, I want people to know. I want people to remember me, not for the time that I've spent on this planet, but for the things that I have done to contribute to society. My mama raised a loser, but I broke the chains. I wasn't made to be a player, I was made to build a game.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dirty Trunk Podcast, where the elephant is always welcome. It is me, your boy Marcus Morton. Always here with me is the Aaron Mack. We are back in the lab on Discord once again at 5:02 a.m.
A little bit of a late start today, but we still earlier than most people. Gonna be all week.
Facts.
All week.
Ooh,
Yeah.
big
Yeah,
facts,
yeah.
big facts. So how you been this week, man?
This week, man, I've been reflecting
Mm-hmm.
a little bit on everything that I do, especially like as it pertains to work.
Okay.
And I ain't about to get into work, but you know, there's just been some things going on, and you know, understanding how to move and operate in society as in general. So like this week just been a self-reflective week for me, man. I ain't really got nothing else other than to add other than that. So what about yourself, man?
Been about the same. Uh, just been like just thinking about a bunch of stuff. Planning some stuff about the future. Trying to wrap my head around like being a first home buyer. Uh, Stuff like that. Working with Courtney to, you know, just plan out our future and whatnot. Try to get a hold of that. Um, Other than that, got a call last night. Yeah, last night. Um, from a friend of mine's. He's doing really good with his book and whatever. Alan McDaniels. Um, just got some great news from him. Things are really looking up for him. Things are skyrocketing.
What's up?
He threw out some big names. Uh, Yesterday, and I'ma just leave it there with that. Let
Yeah,
him tell it. So y'all got a lot of talk about next time y'all link up and whatnot. But
got that.
yeah, man, just trying to uh get over this hump. Like, you get into this mindset where you're in a place for a long time, and you kind of feel this feeling of like not despair, but you're like, I've been doing this for X amount of years. I'm tired of doing this for X amount of years. Like, is this all I have to do for the rest of my
Right,
life, or is there something I
right.
could do to change it, or just stuff like that. Sometimes that mindset creeps in. It's just like you got to remind yourself, like, this is only just the beginning of this chapter. This is just the stepping
Yeah.
stone to push you forward. It's just a little something like that.
Yeah. Something that I was telling myself this morning. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I've been up since I've been up since yesterday at 3 o'clock. Like I took like
Come on.
a 1 hour nap, like, and
Mhm.
I just got right back up to get on the pod. But I was telling myself I was telling myself this morning, bro, like it's all just right now.
Yep.
It's all just right now. Like what that feeling is that you feeling right now is just in this moment. That talk that you're talking right now was just in this moment. You're gonna get up and you're gonna do something, you're gonna feel good about it, and it'll be all in that moment. But take it one moment at a time, man. Just like that's what I'm telling myself right now. So yeah, I feel that. I feel that, man.
So with that, and I like how we talk about being in the moment. Cause a lot of people don't know how to do that. A lot of people I ain't gonna say they can't live moment to moment, but they get stuck in one moment and they just
Yep.
obsess over it.
I was hoping you said that because I was like, if he don't take that opportunity, I'm definitely taking it. I'm
Yep.
definitely taking it. So
They
yeah.
definitely get stuck in that moment. Almost like they get stuck in this time bubble and they can't move past it. They can't pop it out. They just stuck right there. They can't move forward and they don't even move backwards. And it's crazy because it's just like you have all the signs are there to wake you up out of that at that moment, to push you out of that moment. There's even people out there that are willing to help you move on or better yourself, but like you don't take it. Like you're just oblivious. You just believe that you can't, nothing you're doing is wrong, but like being in that moment itself is wrong. You can't move past that, is wrong. It's just you're doing wrong and you just can't see
Yeah,
it. It's crazy.
yeah. And it is weird though, cause like they live in that moment, but then they take that same energy that they should have left in that moment and take it into the
Mhm.
next moment as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So
And oh,
go ahead.
I
You
was
got
gonna
it.
say with that is it just makes a like a negative snowball effect, and you're just like being this wrecking ball, just causing all this destruction, all this uh hurt in your path, and it's just like whatever you're connected to or whatever whoever you're connected to, all you're doing is just causing hurt, and you can't even see it, which is insane to me because I'm just like, how are you willing to live like this and you can't see that what you're doing day to day, what you think is your norm is hurtful to others. And it's like, how can you not see it? And then
Yeah.
people call you out of it because it's not like people aren't saying, hey, what you're doing hurts. What you're doing hurt me. What you're doing had a negative effect on me. And it's like, oh well, that's just you. I'm sorry you feel that way,
I'm
but
sorry you feel that way. Yeah.
and I'm
You
like,
start gaslighting people.
what
Yeah.
is going on here? How
Mm-hmm.
does it baffles me. I don't understand.
Oh, I understand it completely, bro. You just full of yourself. You think you're the only one here. You think that you and what you do is the only thing that matters. Like
Mm,
nobody else matters. There's a reason why you don't respect nobody's time. You don't respect nobody's boundaries. You just think you can just call up
big
folks
facts.
whenever the fuck you feel like it. You think you could just interfere in their lives whenever you feel like it. Insert yourself here and you can just move on, and it's like it just don't affect nobody. Like any time of the day I can call this person, I can take what I need from this person. And like the
Yep.
dude that we about to talk about, like I like he ain't the type of person that'll take from you, but he the type of person that'll insert his problems into your space at
Mm,
any given moment and wouldn't feel no type of way about it.
yep. And it's like that happens a lot to, especially to like kind-hearted people. Like people would just oh, this person is always happy. This person, you know, seems to have all the answers. So I'm a just trauma dump. I'm a problem dump. All the things that I got on my chest, I'ma just lay it out on this person. I'ma take it out on this person, and it's just it's insane. Cause like, what do you gain from that? Like, just because you're feeling down in the dumps, or you're feeling a certain way, you want others to feel that same way, and instead of using others to the point where, you know, they can help you through whatever you're going through, or help you be a better person, you want to bring them down to your level, to your negative level, instead of lifting each other up.
As you unpack that just now, I just thought of something.
What's up?
Yeah, like we ain't tried to help this dude before.
That's why I'm saying it.
Like, yo, for real, like we didn't had this dude on this platform before, having these same type of conversations, bro. Like, for real, like he wouldn't like. Bro, I almost want to stop doing the podcast just off that notion alone, bro. Like, yo, for real, like that's why. And I'm gonna be real with y'all. If you go back and find the Dirty Trump podcast, of course, like there was a certain point where we started doing videos. So of course on YouTube we go up to a certain number of episodes. But at the beginning, like if you search back on Spotify, like the podcast started at a certain number. There's a reason for that. We had some folks on that it just wasn't part of the brand that had them on, like, and they didn't live those principles, man. So what we look like having somebody on who don't live the values of the Ascension brand, dog. Like we had people who was talking a good game, and they were a part of the conversation, but for them it was just conversation.
Yeah.
For them, it was just a good talk. Like, all right, yeah, we had that whole conversation. We spent the whole hour talking about growth and development. We spent the whole hour talking about how to be a man, and then I'm just gonna go back and do childlike stuff, bro. It's like some of the stuff that he was doing, bro. He did it while we were recording those episodes of the podcast.
Yeah.
Old girl came back to me after we had a phenomenal episode. A phenomenal episode. She was like, I love what you guys talked about, but let me tell you what he did immediately after. I'm like, God damn. Like, for real. Like, he immediately after, he just did the exact opposite. I'm like, yo, why were you even a part of, well, he was asleep most of the time, huh?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, he did. I don't even know if we could say that him being there, he was a part of the conversation. But there has to be some degree of self-reflection. If you're the person that's out here believing that, you know, you're going through life, you're going through years of your life, and you haven't changed one bit, you haven't found something that you could do differently that could be, you know, be better in your life, you need to stop. You need to pump the brakes, and you need to find something that you do that could be better. Like, there's no such thing as the perfect person, perfect man, perfect female. It don't exist. Like, there is something you could be working on that could better yourself, that could better the lives of people around you. And you need to find that before you take another step, because you could be that wrecking ball we was talking about in the beginning. Like, you just going through life thinking everything's honky dory, thinking that you can make certain jokes, thinking that you can just live a certain way, and it's not affecting people. And if someone calls you out, and you know you don't take a minute to think, okay, maybe I could have done that differently. Maybe I was acting a little childish, you know, and you're just out here like, that ain't my fault. That's your fault because you feel a certain way. I'm just out here doing, living my best life.
Right.
Sometimes your best life ain't the best life for other people.
All right, so let's unpack that so that we don't sound like we having a cryptic conversation just for the people who listening, right?
Mhm.
So here's the premise of what happened, right? We got an old friend that we met through our work, and we bonded. It was a mutualism kind of situation. Um, right place, right time. He just was part of the conversation as the podcast was being stirred up, and we thought he was one of the people who's gonna be a part of this thing with us. And when we started the journey, he was part of the journey. What he was right there. He was he was just there. Like I'm just
Yeah.
gonna be just honest. Like he was just there. It wasn't no contribution. There was no I'm just gonna leave it at that.
He was
I ain't about to dog my
tagging
man
along.
out. I'm just gonna say the facts. But he was dating another friend of ours, and they were going strong for a while. And what I mean by strong, I mean they was fighting strong to keep the relationship going when they shouldn't have. There was a lot of factors against them in that relationship, including the age gap. But I don't know if that's necessarily part of their problem, because I don't know if an age gap has anything to do with a man cheating consistently on a woman. Like I don't know if that has much. I don't know if those two ideas are exclusive, but he did that. He didn't think anything was wrong with that. He thought that he could just do it and he could redeem himself every single time he did it. And when I say every single time he did it, I mean he did do it on multiple occasions. He said he felt remorse. He said he was sorry for it. But so many times after doing that, after making that same mistake, you can't call it a mistake anymore, right?
Yeah.
So because he was
Intentional.
doing these things, he was being, he had a lot of infidelity going on. He had a lot of malice towards this woman, good, kind-hearted woman, in my opinion. I have no reason to think anything bad about her. He claimed that she lied to us, but I have no evidence of that. However, I ain't got to go there or nothing, but he because he was doing all these things was the reason why we cut him off. Like we had no ill will towards him. Like, well, I ain't gonna say we. I mean we. I'm gonna say me and Alyssa, because me and Marcus really haven't talked about this guy since we like it's been a non-factor. So like Alyssa and I had made the decision because it wasn't brand friendly.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say brand friendly, it wasn't part of our plan to keep in contact with this guy because of the things that he was doing, and not because of the things he was doing. I ain't gonna say that, but because he was doing these things and he wasn't learning from his mistakes. So every time he would make a mistake, he would have to explain to us, and we would go around this song and dance about, why you do that. All right, I did it because it is. Oh yeah, but I didn't mean to do it. And it was just a constant cycle of nonsense that we just wanted to stay away from, because it just seemed like whatever was happening in my man's life, he would constantly screw it up. So we had this guy on the podcast at first, but we never we made a decision to just stop letting him know that we were recording the podcast. So for that reason, we had to stop. We had to cut the man off. Like, it just being real. Like, we had to make sure that the brand came first, and he wasn't brand specific. So my man ended up getting in some legal trouble with our friend that he was dating, and ended up messing up her life and or trying to bring her down in the process, all because he was upset at her because she wouldn't give him another shot after all of the other things that he's done. So what I came to the conclusion of, because he called me and I dodged him. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was like, I already know this about to be some BS. I know he about to get on my phone and keep me on the phone for about an hour or so trying to explain some BS, because old girl already let me know what was going on. But it was like she left out some details because she knew for a fact that I didn't want to know. I didn't care to know. But she was like we're finally done. I had to stop talking to him. But I didn't know that. I didn't know the extent of the BS until he called me himself and felt the need to apologize. And this was after about, I ain't talked to my dude in like 9 months, bro. Like, I don't even know why he called me on this stuff, bro. And I'm just being real. Had he not had that conversation with me, had he not told me the opposite side of that story, I would have, it would have been no ill will. Like, I wouldn't have been bothered by that situation, not at all. Like, he didn't even need to tell me. Like, I didn't feel any type of way towards him until I had to have that conversation with him, bro. So like, I wanted to talk about that in particular because some of y'all are out here trying to do what you want to do in life. You trying to do what you want to do. And because you trying to do what you want to do and you want to keep people around, you want to keep people close, you find yourself in this situation where you had to keep explaining yourself to people. You find yourself in this situation. I told my man, I was like, yo, I don't know how many people you'd have called and had this conversation with, but it's almost like you're doing an apology tour right now, bro. And it's ridiculous. It's pathetic. So like, I'm gonna need you to let what happened stay back there, because I can't imagine, like, every time you had to make this call to somebody that you haven't talked to in a while, you trying to protect your reputation, bro, and it's ridiculous. Like, you ain't even that deep to even had to call nobody or protect your reputation. You won't know no high powered people, bro. It's not like anybody, nobody that you calling right now has any power over your life right now. So why are you calling all these? Like, it's almost like you going down a list of people checking all boxes. Like, yo, let me tell you what happened before somebody else, before you get word from such and such, man. But I just want to clear the air right quick. I'm like, bro, I ain't even heard from none of y'all. I ain't even talked to neither one of y'all in like 8 months, bro. Like, why are you even calling me about this? So like, for real. Some of y'all just want to do whatever you want to do, and I'm here to tell you, like, yo, there's some consequences that come with that. Like, I don't care who you are. Like, if you are the type of person that you just live life with no regard to how anybody else thinks, like, you just act first, and then you just like, I'm gonna deal with the consequences later.
Yeah.
Like, there's some challenges that come with that. So, but when the challenges come, I'm telling you, like, when the challenges hit you, there is no need to backtrack and try to repair the damage. The best thing that you could do is change yourself from that moment forward, because some of y'all living behind you. You living in the past. You trying to bring everything that you got with you. You trying to bring baggage with you, and you trying to walk with the baggage along your side. You got wagons and stuff. You pulling in on pulleys and all type of stuff. You got the baggage with you, and the best thing you can do is let it go. So in the reference of this guy, he's calling people, making, like, trying to apologize to everybody. He's like, yo, let me tell you the story before she get, and I know she probably told you. I ain't trying to make you choose sides or nothing, but like, bro, that's exactly what you're doing.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you're doing. And this ain't the first time that I've heard of an individual doing this, because like, I used to see this back when I was in high school, bro. Like
Yeah.
folks trying to do
Yeah.
damage control after they do stuff. Like I used to see this back in high school, but yo, y'all grown, man. Y'all folks are trying to y'all got kids, you know, y'all adults that got full-time jobs, you adults that, you know, you trying to start businesses, whatever the case is. So
Mhm.
whatever you do, just make sure that you are good, doing good by people, man. That's all I ask. That's all I ask right there. We gonna unpack this right here, so you know we know exactly what this is and know exactly how to move past it.
Yeah, I feel that, and it's like for real, I'd have a lot more respect for someone that could own up to their mistakes and just be like,
Yeah,
you know, I did X, Y, Z, but now it's time to, you know, time to move forward. Not move forward in the way of, you know, I'm about to do this again, but like I see where I fall short at. I have a problem. You know, the first step of getting over a problem is admitting you have a problem, you know,
right.
and you know, you just move on from there. You do everything you can to not make that mistake again. You learn from your mistakes. You're like, all right, I have a problem with alcohol, drugs, or you know, I just have a problem with these certain things. So let me not put myself in a situation where I'm constantly around those things, or I'm constantly uh in the mindset to where I want to do those things, right? And it's funny because I was thinking of something similar to this topic. Uh, how when you're trying to start that business or you're trying to start that brand, that channel, whatever, there's gonna be people that see that and want to be a part of it, but they're not cohesive to what you're trying to say or what you're trying to promote.
Yeah,
And with that, you know, that could be a hindrance to whatever you're trying to start. It could actually be make your start a lot harder, or it could
right.
make your start not even start at all. You know, it could hinder you more than, you know, progress you. Uh and you know that's basically where, you know, our first couple of episodes started. You know, like Max said, we had a bunch of people that were on that weren't really, you know, down with what we had to say or down with the brand,
The direction, the
the
direction that
yeah.
we were trying to go. Right.
Hmm. You know, and it happens. You're gonna meet those people, and don't dwell over them. You know, if they have their own path that they have to walk, and you have your own path that you have to walk. So just you know, keep your head up. The right people will come along once you know, start doing your thing. Uh, if you need a base or, you know, people to talk to, there's this podcast. You know, like us on all our social medias. You know, hit us up. You know, and we can start like a little community, and that's basically what it is. Uh, it takes a village to produce something to its greatest potential, and that's all we want. We want people to be at their greatest potential. And if you're not doing that, if you're not wanting that, then you need to get out of other people's way, because all you're doing is being that ball and chain. You being that wrecking ball that's just wrecking everything. And we don't need that in life. We got too much of that.
Hmm. Life itself is a wrecking ball. Like I don't need more wrecking
Facts,
balls coming off the wrecking
facts.
ball. Like for real. But yo, for real, like I was just listening to what you were just saying, like, and just thinking about the credibility of a person. Like, yo,
Mm,
you building bad credit with people.
yep.
Like that's exactly what you're doing. You're building bad credit with people. Like, can you imagine us keeping like staying involved with a person like that, and like how many opportunities that we've had so far. And like I ain't even about to sit up here and act like yo we made it and we got people calling us left and right. But bro, I can think of a whole lot of situations that we've been involved with, a whole lot of people who've been looking at our podcast, and had they saw this guy, they would have immediately turned the opposite direction.
Tuck the tail and run. Yep.
They would have immediately turned in the opposite direction. Like I can't even imagine, bro. So like, and for real, For real. Like and I'm glad that he was able to show us exactly who he was before we got involved. Like I'm so glad that happens, bro. Because like some people would deal with a person who they don't show, like you don't see the signs right away, and you end up in a situation building a relationship with somebody who's going to destroy you in the end, and they ain't gonna do it on purpose. This is gonna be something based off of what they did, like for real. Like you got folks like big time. Oh man, you got big time companies falling because somebody posted some foolishness on social media, bruh.
Yep.
You got big time companies falling just because the CEO, the like, you met them and they seem professional. They got their stuff going on. They got the fancy car, the clothes, jewelry, whatever the case is. They're inspirational. They do. They do stuff for the community and all that other stuff like that, bro. But like behind closed doors, like they doing dirt, bro. And like we hear about it so much, like for real, like you got people who they don't own up to what they do, bruh. And when and Mark said they don't admit they got a problem. They never say it. They never say they got a problem, and you don't know they got a problem because they never admitted it. They know how to hide the problem. But we were blessed to have somebody who he wasn't smart enough to hide his problems. Like they were just all out in the open. And some of you, and the reason why I'm saying that, because there's somebody out there listening to this right now. There's somebody out there listening to this who they know somebody who is displaying the red flags. They know somebody who displaying the thing. But the thing I know about blue collar folks is that you don't come across people often. Your circle don't expand often. So you're trying to keep everybody that you trying to you trying to help them. You trying to bring them along. Because you've been friends with them for a while. So you just wanna make sure that everybody good. You want to make sure that everybody's safe and sound or whatnot. And when they display the red flags, you don't let it go. You just like, I understand why you did that. We can move past this. Let's move on. Let's move on together, bro. I got you. I got your back. Whatever the case is. Like, so you end up building these businesses with folks who, at the end of the day, they just gonna end up in jail on you because they done messing around and raped somebody. They just gonna end up stealing money from you because they got a lot of power in your company. And you bought them with you, and they were, and they used to steal from the boss that they worked from when they worked at the corner store up the street. You remember that. So the person who bruh, I could go down the list. And the reason I'm saying this stuff is because I know people who started businesses with people who ended up finding out that they partners were doing this stuff behind their backs, bruh. So like it don't matter, like you start doing stuff like that, it don't matter how many people you call to try to apologize to or try to display your own narrative. Like it doesn't matter. You did those things. So like if you the one doing it, I'm gonna need you to take responsibility of what you're doing and just let it be that. And just stop dragging people into your mess.
Yep. Like own up to it. You done it. And just like what you said before, that credit system, like everything you do is towards your credit, and it can have a negative effect to the people around you, and it can have a positive effect. The guy we're talking about, he's already built up that negative credit report, so like anything he says doesn't even hold weight. Like you can try to call people and have that what you said, that forgiving tour, that apology tour, and ain't nobody listening. You've literally just called up people to waste their time to speak hot air and just I don't know. It's more for you than it is for other people. Like other people aren't they're
Not
not
even interested.
caring. Yeah, and it's just like I gotta call these people to make myself feel better because I did wrong. I'm laying in my bed right now because I done made it. So it's just, it, I don't even know what to
Yeah,
say
bro.
about the situation. It's crazy.
Uh,
Uh, What you had?
I was telling my man during the whole conversation, bro. He just wasn't understanding it. I was like, yo, I don't even know how to even explain to you that I'm not really the guy to call. Like, I had no dog in the hunt. I had no opinion about this, but you called me and you made an opinion.
Yeah.
And whether it was the intended opinion or not, I don't know if you intended for me to dislike you even more after you had this conversation with me. I don't know if you meant that, but like you wasted my time, bro. And I tried to be nice with it, bro. And I told him, I'm like, yo, look, it kind of sounded like, cause he just wanted to keep dwelling in the problem. He wanted to keep right there in the problem. He wanted to talk about the problem. I'm like, yo, it's been a minute since y'all were together. First of all, it's been so long. I have absolutely no idea how you ended up in this situation, because like whatever brought you to the moment that got you in trouble with the law because of this woman. You and this woman wasn't even involved, so I don't even know how we even got there. So I don't even know why we even talking about it right now. And I told my man, I was like, yo, it just sounds like you just want to sit right there in the problem. And I understand it hurt, but at some point you gotta let it go, bruh. She ain't coming back. You did what you did. She ain't coming back. And he was like, hey, like immediately. And here's why I knew that the conversation wasn't going nowhere, and I had to hang up, because when I said that you did what you did, it's almost like I offended him. Yeah, but what about when she? Here we go.
Like,
Here we go.
be like, she ain't here right now. You called me, so now we are focused on you. We need to fix you first before we.
Well, I was like, yo, for real, like, but I don't think you understand, dog. She ain't the one that's facing jail time.
Right.
You are.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
And bro, I couldn't get my man to focus on him and what he was doing, dog. That was crazy. Go ahead, man. My bad.
And that brings us right back to, people have to be able to self-access. All that reminded me of how, a lot of people, they don't have much going on in their lives, and they get stuck in drama. Like they can't live without some sort of drama going on in their life. And if drama ain't going on in their life, they got to find something to create some type of drama, some type of chaos. And he found it. Like, I don't know what, possessed him to do what he did to, face that jail time. But like, there could have been other situations. There could have been other ways to handle that. If just if he wasn't doing, can't even go there. If things were done differently, there could have been more done to, I guess, handle that situation. I don't even know how to word that. But you have to be able to look in a mirror and, see your flaws before you can ever, accept someone else's flaws, or before you even look at someone else and call out their flaws. Everyone is flawed. Flawed is a part of being a human being. But going through life just thinking that you aren't flawed, that everything, you're basically playing the victim card when you've been the person making other people victims. You're up doing this dirt out here to everyone, and you have to be able to look in that mirror, because you're gonna get labeled so many things. You're gonna put yourself in situations that could ruin your life. If this person wasn't that kind-hearted, I'm pretty sure he could be in a way worse situation than just having maybe like community service or something. There could have been restraining order put in place. There could have been it,
It is.
he oh uh plus he's of the darker skin tone, a little bit lighter, but that situation still could have ended up very badly for him.
Yeah, man.
Uh, it
I'm just
please,
like, bro,
people,
you had a whole
please.
45-minute ride to get to that man's house to yoke him up, bro. And you ain't think nothing. Like the whole ride, the whole ride over there, you was just you were amping yourself up to do that. The whole
Had to
ride
been,
over,
had to been, 'cause ain't
you ain't think not 1 second that this ain't logical. Like, yo, I'm hurt
please,
that I even know somebody like that, dog.
ah, just please be able to look in that mirror, cause that is wild. So what we trying to get at is, don't be out here thinking that everything's honky dory. Always be able to ask the hard questions, address the elephant in the room. Like, I is what I'm doing the right for not only me but for others around me. Uh, Stop being selfish. Stop being a victim to your own actions. Like all that stuff this man has done to himself. If 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 you do something, there's gonna be a opposite equal reaction. That's just the way of life. You throw a rock in the air, it's gonna come back down with that same force you threw it in the air. What comes up
Greater force than
greater for
when you throw it. Yep.
point blank, point blank. That's how it is. Like you can't put out negativity and think that negativity isn't gonna come back to you. That's not how life works. Like
Right.
it's gonna catch up to you and it's gonna come back tenfold, and you're gonna either be in a jail cell or worse.
But
And
bro,
worse is in the ground.
look how many people we know like who put out that negativity and they think that it never comes back.
A lot.
Like even when you put out negativity and nobody hears it, it comes back.
Yeah.
So like what makes you think that you can just screw over a person and just like it just bounce back like the next day like it didn't even happen, bro? It's crazy, man.
And it's not even him. Like it's like you said, it's a bunch of people that we work with. Like it working at the job we work at, we've seen people that were, basically really close to each other, was benefiting off of the the position that this person was, and now they don't even mess with each other no more. They don't talk to that person. They don't, deal with them inside or outside of work. And it's just like you did that to yourself. Like this person wasn't, and this person was whew. Uh but they didn't think that they did any wrong. And it's just like
I don't know what you
that
talking about, but that sounds like we have a conversation after. That sounds interesting. It also sounds like it affects me.
I,
uh, go
I,
ahead.
I don't think it's that. But yeah, it's just like people see these things. It's not like you do these things and it's just you do them so stealthy, like no one notices it you or something. It what you do affects the people around you, and people aren't gonna take too much negativity or take too much hits before they get out the ring. Like they ain't gonna go blow for blow with you, and if they ain't done nothing wrong or they ain't done nothing to you to get those hits from you. Like
Or
it's
they just not involved. They gonna leave you
facts.
stranded.
So please, the way to success is helping others, not using others to your personal gain or just using people in general. Like that's not how you should live life, because eventually you're gonna find yourself alone. You're gonna find yourself the only one in that house, that room, that business. No one's gonna want to work for you. You're gonna build up this bad rapport to where you ain't gonna get no business. You ain't gonna get no clients. Like if you're already, that successful person, you're gonna have a very hard fall, because like once that cancel culture get up to you, oh, you done. That's a wrap.
Oh, bet that, yeah, hell yeah. And like the reason why I was saying that, what you were saying, just it kind of sounded like it's going to affect me negatively, because like you said something about somebody with power, and it ain't much that those women at work can do that don't somehow get back to affect my day. I don't know how it worked, but remember, like the position that I'm in, there's a certain brand that has to be portrayed, and like
Uh,
I ain't about to sit up here and tell you I'm perfect, but like I get affected by a lot of what my peers do. I don't know
yeah.
how it happens, but that negativity that gets put out, for some reason I always get screwed over by it. I don't care how it, like, who did it, who done it, like and bro, I'm the only dude, so like for real, like I'm just like, yo, I just want to move boxes. That's it. Like this is a stepping stone. Let me do my thing. Let me get the hell out of here. Like I don't want to talk to y'all for real. Like I just want to make my money and go on about my business, bro. But but yeah, like that whole, you gotta be on brand, man. You gotta stand for something, for one thing. Like that's the one thing
Ooh,
that
yeah.
I think people they missing. They don't stand for nothing. You just doing whatever. Like I think my man that we talking about, right? He just like to get his rocks off. Like
Literally.
that's it. He just like to get his rocks off. He don't care about nothing else. He don't care how he do it. He don't care who he hurt in the process. My man got an addiction. He got a full addiction. And he sits right there in that addiction. So everything he does revolves around that addiction. Like he just bring it, like, and he don't care who he hurt in the process, bro. He don't care who he affect in the process. And I'm sitting here thinking like, yo, he would have had that going on, bro. And had we had grown with this dude, bro, we would have been so screwed, man. So screwed. I ain't even lying to you. Like I can imagine a situation where some stuff came out of the dark that could affect us negatively, bro. Like I'm sitting here thinking about stuff like that. Like, yo, it pisses me off because like, yo, like, you know me,
Mm.
bro. And on top of that, bro, you in therapy. And you've been in therapy for like 2 or 3 years, bro. Your therapist must feel like a failure, dog. I ain't like for real. Like out. All right, never mind. I ain't even gonna go there, bro. Like it's too much, dog. Like some of y'all, man, y'all heavy, man. Y'all just go ahead, man. Go ahead. You got it.
I was gonna say, like, when building relationship relations relationships with people, don't
I'm about to say relations got us into this problem.
yeah. Uh don't be oblivious to the red flags. Uh a lot of people are in like a lot worse situations because they think that, hey, I can change this person, or they didn't mean to do it. Sometimes people would, be in his situation, be the receiver in what he's doing, and they'll be okay with it. They'll fall into that, oh well, he didn't mean to do it, or he has a problem. They'll give him all the excuses that they want, and
And they did at first.
they'll constantly be dragged down by you know what that person is doing. And in some situations people wouldn't even see that, oh, he has a problem. The problem isn't with him, the problem is with me, and it's totally opposite. So please be mindful of those red flags. Please be mindful of the relations and relationships you have with people, because they can definitely tarnish not only your brand but tarnish your good name, tarnish your mental, your physical well-being, and all this other stuff. We see it constantly in, uh domestic violent cases, abuse cases. There's millions of cases where people fall into the same rut and they just can't get out of that obsession. Cause that's what it is. It's damn near addiction, because you keep coming back to it. You keep coming back to people like that. You keep finding yourself around, those type of people. You have to put yourself in the right environment to grow.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I think, and just in case somebody is wondering why it upsets me so much to have to be involved with a person like that, is because when things go wrong,
Mm-hmm.
like you think about a courtroom, or like a crime scene investigation, or crime or criminal investigation of any sort. Like, the people who are closely involved are always bought in.
Yeah.
If you think about it, like, just think about like CSI, shit, even like social media, right? Like, things that happen in real life.
Yeah.
Somebody commit a crime, and like on social media, everybody is talking about what they like, what who they connected with on their social media accounts,
Mm-hmm.
who they messaging, things of that nature. Like, yo, usually, like, people's mamas got to get brought to the stand when they commit crimes, bruh.
Yeah. Yeah.
People's mamas got to get brought to the stand, bruh. And like, for real, like, yo, you put your mom in a compromising situation just to do, just because you just wanted a thrill or something. Like, yo, for real, like, if you get involved with people who are not doing what they're supposed to be doing in life, and they mess up while you are associated with them, you're going to get brought to the stand.
Mm-hmm.
And whether that means physically or spiritually, you're going to get brought to the stand. Because, like, when Mark said cancel culture, when cancel culture catch up to him, like, cancel culture don't just catch up with that one person; it catches up with everybody associated with that person as well.
Yeah.
And if you got bad credit, when cancel culture catch up to you, like, for real, like, I ain't gonna sit up there and act like cancel culture don't catch up to people who don't deserve it. Like, there's been some people who were just minding their business, and some folks was just like, you know what, we need to boycott this. Like, this is wrong. This is trifling. We need to boycott this. Like, cancel. Like, I ain't like, let's not act like that don't happen. But when you are in a situation where you're trying to defend yourself, it helps if your credibility with people is correct.
Yeah.
When you do that. So we talking about that credit, that negative credit right now. We talking about that bad credit. And we need to get to a point in life where we are not only living good by us, but by the people within us, but we are living good by the people around us that we personally affect on a day-to-day basis. Because what the problem is that there are people who live their lives just to live their lives. You ain't trying to connect with nobody, or you trying to connect with everybody, and you just don't care how you just like look at people like stepping stones, and you just step on or step around anybody that you feel like it, and drag anybody down with you whenever you feel like it. But, like, yo, for real, you need to make sure that you are taking good care of the people around you if you're going to be around them. Otherwise, you need to be by yourself. You need to be in a cabin in the woods, just chilling. Like, you don't need to bring nobody else in, bro. You don't need to do nothing else. Like, just be by yourself. If you just gonna have that energy, just be by yourself, bro. Like, for those of you who like addicted to getting your rocks off, bro, there's like sites for that. Like, yo, for real, you don't have to destroy everybody else's lives in the process, going around spreading STDs and all that other stuff, getting folks pregnant and all that other stuff like that, bro. You ain't got to do all that. Just do it on your own, man. And like, I'm not trying to be insensitive to those who are dealing with that struggle, because I know there's men out here who have gone through some stuff and they have that struggle, and I understand that. But like, yo, you gotta be careful with how you bring other people into that struggle, yo. Like, that's all I'm trying to say right now. We are like, as grown men, like, for real, like, men, we are terrible with that. Like, when we do stuff, and it brings everybody down for whatever reason. I don't know how it works, but like, like, we already live in this life where we can't show emotion. Like, let's be real. Like, it's forbidden for a man to be emotional. Like, just like, be real. So like, as grown men, especially, we had to be very careful and very diligent of how we portray ourselves in the world, because most of the time there are other people who are affected by the things that we do, whether it's family, your parents, or whatever the case is, your brother, sister, your friends and people you start business with. Like, yo, everything that you do affects another person. And there are even people who are involved with CEOs that do wrong, who get caught up in stuff that they ain't have nothing to do with, bruh. And I'm thinking of somebody right now, somebody out of ETA, dude named Josh Hatch is one of their business advisors, and he started a company with one of his best friends, bruh. And the dude stole money from him, and like, he embezzled millions of dollars from the company that both of them built. And he didn't know. He had no idea, bruh. He had no idea that it was going to happen. He ain't see no red flags, no nothing, bruh. But when he got caught up, it still affected him negatively. The man had already got robbed blind, and he still got negatively affected on the back end of my man stealing money. He lost credibility because his partner stole money. Because people were looking at him like, yo, you ain't see that? How you not see that? Oh, you must be doing it too.
Yeah.
So like, be careful with what you put out into the universe, because I promise you, if you're doing it and you had to think like, yo, is this wrong? It probably is. You got to think about it. If you had to ask yourself that question, it probably is.
Yeah. Uh, just to give a very very close example of all that, like, your actions affect not only you but like millions. Especially when you're at that high level, that CEO level. Like, you think you getting away with a quick buck, a couple, 100,000 or whatever. Eventually, that, when it catches up with you, it affects the lives of a great number of people. Like, we had, something like that here in this small town. It happens in small towns. Um, someone high up was, stealing money basically from the college we have here, HBCU. And it won't, like, the college was doing bad for itself. The college was doing very good for itself, and now we have a whole college sitting in our backyard, just going to waste. Nothing can be done with it. Nothing. We've tried having meetings to see what we could do with it, but like, it's gone. It's literally a ghost college. There's nothing that we could do with it. It
Wow.
it and it I'm pretty sure it brought the town like millions, like probably even like a good chunk of something, a good chunk of profits, whatever, right? And then I'm pretty sure, I damn sure that if it was still open today, like, this town would be well better off than what it is now. But because of, one person's mistakes or a couple of people mistakes, living for themselves, now a town can be on the verge of, you know basically death, being on the verge of
Yeah.
just shutting down, and
Hmm.
just because you wanted to live for yourself, because you wanted to, do the things that pleased you and only you, you've ruined the lives of a town, of a village, of a city, even,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
just, why do it in the first place? Like, if you ain't living for someone else, like, just stay in your lane, for real. Just do your own thing. Don't be out here trying to, get over on people, or just bring other people down, because it's not worth it. It's not worth the, because now, like, I'm pretty sure that person's family is like public enemy number one here. Maybe, I
Oh,
don't
yeah,
know.
absolutely, absolutely, bro. I know. I went to school with a chick who mom stole from the treasurer's office, bro.
Come on.
Like, and the moment it happened, like, yo, we were kids when it happened too. Like, we were like in middle school maybe, but like when it happened, like, yo, we fucking kids. We don't know nothing about like politics and all that other stuff.
Uh
We just knew that our parents were pissed. Like, we just knew we went home and you know our parents were talking about it.
uh
Can't stand it when people do the dumb shit. You know, like, how dare she do some stuff like that? You go to school and you gotta look at her daughter like, I don't know what it is about you, but my parents say I ain't supposed to like you. Like, I don't know what it is.
Jesus.
Like, yo, I don't know what it is. Like,
Yeah.
you know, somehow her daughter was able to, her youngest daughter was able to come out on top. Like, she was still
Word.
one of the most popular girls in our high school when we were growing up. But you know, I don't know how she got through it. Like, it was like millions of dollars too. Like, I was like, yo, but
Like,
I was like the last penny. Like, you stole you weren't even taking, like, you know, a small amount of money over time. You just took the lump sum. How did you get out of jail? I I ain't trying to
crazy.
figure that part out. But you know, she walking around here chilling, like, you know, acting like ain't nothing even happened. Like, you know, but history has taught us multiple times, man, that this always has the same result. This action
Mhm.
here, this one action here, always has the same result. History teaches us over and over and over again. But for whatever reason, there's never a shortage of people who want to try to prove it wrong. Like, it's almost like they're trying to get a Guinness Book of World Records or something. The first person to get away with this.
Big facts. Big facts. It don't. It don't. Never fail. People still doing. It's crazy.
Yeah,
But
it's
yeah,
it's still people, you know, scams calling you left and right about your car's extended warranty. Somebody falling for it, I guess.
must be, and it's like almost something new each and every day. Like, I recently found on Reddit that there's a whole page of debunking scams. It's like a whole thread of like, all right, this is fake. If you get a message and it don't say XYZ, it's fake. I got hit with, and I almost fell for it too. Some of it be like, it was something about FedEx. It was like, your FedEx package, something can't be delivered. Click this link. Sign up for. And
That's
I
not a
was
thing.
like, I order packages. I do get deliveries from FedEx, but how FedEx have my number? I
And
don't
they send you a
know.
text message.
Yeah, and I'm like,
That's the default right there. Like, a text message, really?
yeah. You usually, if you miss a package, they'll get like, leave
They
a
leave a
note or
note on
something.
the
Yeah,
door.
yeah. So I was like, I think this is fake. Pretty sure this is fake. Ain't gonna get me
Yeah,
today. Not
and
today.
they starting to get creative. And,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they making it look like they making the, like, the mail, like they send mail to your house. They making the mail look like stuff that you would usually get. Like, it don't look like, like, it look like bills and stuff. Like, you know how I
Mm-hmm.
got return or request return something on the joint in red, making it look all
Important.
classified and all that other
Mm-hmm.
stuff. Like, yo, they getting real good with it. Like, I had a conversation with Alyssa. She got mad at me because like we opened the mailbox and got the mail out. I took it in the house, and like half of it I threw directly in the trash. And she was like, "What? That could be important." I was like, "It ain't. It ain't, love. I can look at it and tell it ain't important." Like, oh no, I think I'm just too cynical to fall for it. Like, I got a text message one time, bro, and I think they watch out for this one because I think they trying to scam folks that work at the place that we work at. I got a message saying that you got it too. Okay, all right, so it ain't just me. Yeah, your pay ain't gonna be
Oh no, I ain't get that. I had something
yeah.
about a I think like a remote job offer or something. Some remote position, something you could do from home or something. And that was a fake website it turned out to be.
Yeah, got that too. They sent
But
that to
yeah,
me on.
I think I also got on. Nah, I'm not sure. But be vigilant, vigilant. Just
Mhm.
watch out, people, because just like those scams, people are just the same way. They talk a good game. They seem to be there to help or to give, but in reality, they're only there to take. So this has been the Dirty Trunk Podcast. Like and share. Just just be here with us to grow with us. And we promise we will try our hardest to not disappoint. Mac, what we got coming up?
I got a promotion starting next week for the Arcane and Prophecy, man.
Talking about a job.
We are pushing that thing out, and yeah. We are reaching out to new people, man. And I'm excited. Got a whole new list of authors that are in the sci-fi fantasy genre. So this will be the first time that I'm doing a sci-fi fantasy specific push for content, man. And I'm excited about it. I'm excited about the new people that we are going to get involved with, and all of the new faces and new names that I get to put on the list, and I can't wait to reach out to every last one of them, man. It's gonna be amazing.
Word. Still just working hard over here. So that has been it, people. This has been the Dirty Trunk Podcast, where the elephant is always welcome. It is me, your boy Marcus Morton. Always here with me is the Aaron Mack, and always remember, those who shy away from addressing the elephant in the room are doomed to be crushed by the weight of it. We love y'all.
Peace, love y'all. See y'all next week.